Have you ever felt overwhelmed by your weaknesses? Maybe you've faced moments that left you feeling inadequate, doubting your abilities, or unsure of your path. It's easy to swallow these feelings quietly, but what if I told you that embracing these vulnerabilities could actually lead to a powerful transformation in your life? The stakes are high. Remaining trapped in a cycle of shame and self-doubt can steal not only your joy, but also your opportunities for growth and connection. But there's a promise nestled in this struggle. Let's take a moment to explore it together through Scripture. 2 Corinthians 12:9 states, "But he said to me, 'My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me.'" This profound verse from Paul captures a beautiful paradox of our faith. Our weaknesses are not scars we need to hide, but invitations for God's immense strength to shine through us. Paul reflects on a personal struggle, a thorn in the flesh that led him to a greater understanding of God's grace. How remarkable is it to consider that in our very fragility, we create space for divine power? When you read, "My grace is sufficient for you," it's as if God is gently lifting your burdens, reminding you that the struggle isn't the end of your story, but a gateway into His overwhelming love. Paul's journey illustrates that feeling weak can lead to a profound encounter with divine strength. Instead of solely powering through life's challenges with sheer determination, we can invite God into our moments of vulnerability. Imagine for a moment, what if your weaknesses were actually a platform for miracle making? What if they serve as a canvas for painting God's masterpieces of grace and strength? This is your mini revelation. God's power does not merely exist in our strengths, it is made perfect precisely in our shortcomings. Now think about how this realization can shift your perspective. Instead of lamenting over your inadequacies, embrace them. Ask yourself, where in your life do you feel weak? Is it in your relationships, career, or perhaps in your faith journey? When you pinpoint these areas, present them to God. Today, I challenge you, take that moment of vulnerability before Him. Have a heart-to-heart in prayer, asking for His strength to uplift you. Consider your weaknesses as the very spaces where God's power can be most evident. It's a radical act of faith to relinquish your pride and allow God to work through your flaws. As we reflect, let that emotional peak sink in. Every time you feel insufficient or incapable, remind yourself that God's grace is more than enough. Your challenges, your struggles, they're not just obstacles, they can be vessels through which transformation flows. Ultimately, this journey isn't about self-improvement. It's a beautiful exchange of our frailty for His mighty strength. The takeaway here is simple yet profound. Vulnerability invites God's grace, and in embracing your weaknesses, you allow Christ's power to rest on you. When you carry this message into your day, remember, the world is full of noise and distractions. Taking the time to embrace this paradox can lead to authentic spiritual completion. Reflect on your weaknesses and submit them to God's capable hands. Feeling inspired? Keep this conversation alive. Like, subscribe, and reflect on how God's grace can elevate your weaknesses into strengths. What areas will you embrace today? The possibilities are endless, and so is God's power to transform.